Playing 2 meters with Chris Humbert. The USA's Chris Humbert is, one-on-one, the single most dominant offensive force in the sport of water polo today. His agility, quickness, intelligence, and creativity enable him to beat the world's best defenses and goaltenders. In this video, Chris shares with you his secrets for playing the 2-meter position.
Hi, I'm Chris Humbert, and today we're talking 2-meter offense. For me, there's no more exciting position to play in water polo. This tape's going to cover the fundamentals of 2-meter offense. We're going to talk about body positioning. We're going to talk about the 4 basic shots out of set, which are the sweep, the backhand, the layout, and the turn. After that, we're going to go into passing out of 2 meters, passing to drivers, passing for releases. But the first thing we're going to start with is the body positioning. So let's go talk about it. The most important part about positioning at 2 meters is your balance. With good balance, you're going to be able to hold the defenders behind you, and you're going to be able to get all 4 shots off with good accuracy and good power. If you're not balanced good in the water, your 2-meter defender is going to be able to push you around, push you out of the way, and your shots, you're either not going to be able to do them or not have any power on them. So good balance, to me, is like sitting in a chair, where you're sitting in front of the chair like this, your legs are out, there's a 90-degree angle right here, you're making contact with the 2-meter defender with your back a little bit, but this is your good 2-meter balanced 2-meter position right here. Now let's get in the water and look at it. If you look underwater, my leg and my upper body, there's a 90-degree angle right here. If you look at my back, I'm leaning back slightly, making contact with the 2-meter defender. This is the proper position in 2 meters for taking all your shots. When we get to the next video, you're going to see my body in this position on every shot that I take. Right now, let's get into the shooting. The first shot out of 2 meters we're going to cover here is the sweep. Now in a sweep shot, we're going to be in our balanced body position that we went over earlier. We're going to step out when the ball comes to you. You take a step with the same foot as you're going to shoot with toward the ball. As you get to the ball, you're going to follow through with the straight arm. And depending on where you want to shoot, if I want to shoot to the left corner of the goal here, I'm going to release the ball early. And if I want to go to the other side, to the right corner, I'm going to hold on to the ball a little bit longer. And it's going to make the ball go off to the right side. So now let's take a look at the sweep shot underwater and see it without defense.
Really look at how I step to the ball with my left leg, and I'm rotating my body all the way around, so I'm getting a lot of power on the shot. Now if you're a right-hander, you're going to step with your right leg and sweep with your right hand like this. Sweeping around, letting the ball go, really rotating that body around and getting power on the shot.
The next shot we're going to go over is the backhand. Now on a backhand, when the ball comes in, we're stepping to the ball with the same leg as we're going to shoot with again, the same as the sweep. As you go to the ball, you're actually going to pick the ball up on top. It's probably the only shot in water polo where you're actually supposed to pick the ball up on top. Now when you pick it up on top, you want to cup it between your forearm and your hand here. So if your arm gets hit while you're shooting or anything, that you're going to be able to hold the ball. A lot of people like to shoot a backhand like this, some younger players, which if somebody hits your arm, it's going to fall out of your hand. So we're going to cup the ball, and as we get to the ball, we rotate our shoulders. So my shoulders are going from my left shoulder facing forward all the way to pointing at the cage as I'm shooting the ball. And this is going to give me more power on my shot. So now let's take a look at the backhand.
Look at how when the ball comes in, I'm stepping out towards the ball. The reason I'm doing this is to get a little bit of space in between me and my defender so that when I do shoot the ball, I'm not going to be interfered with at all from him. The other thing you should notice is how when I shoot the ball, I'm rotating my full body to get full power on the shot. Look at there, my left shoulder is facing forward, and as I follow through, it's facing the goal.
The next shot we're going to do is the layout. Now on a layout shot, you want your good base body position. As the ball's going to come in, you're stepping to the ball like in the sweep and the backhand. As you get to the ball, you're going to go over your hips, take a look at the goalie as you're going to your back, At this point, it's even possible to give a fake at the goalie to shoot it to the open part of the cage. So let's go over this one more time. Body positions here. As the ball comes in, you're stepping to the ball, picking the ball up underneath, going to your back, taking a look at the goalie. You're trying to get as much distance as you can in between your defender and you, and shooting to the open part of the cage. So now let's take a look at the layout.
The most important part about the layout is really getting as much distance as you can in between you and your defender. If you look here, I'm covering probably about 2 meters as I'm getting the shot off, and that makes it really hard for the defender to be able to defend this shot except for getting a hand up and trying to block it. You notice here I'm stepping to the ball, getting to my back, taking a look at the goal, throw a pump fake, and then throw it to the empty part of the net.
All right, the last shot we're going to cover is going to be the turn. The turn, like the other shots, as the ball comes in, we're stepping to the ball, taking the ball underneath. As you're turning your guy, once you get him behind you a little bit, you want to let go of the ball. Now, the reason you're going to let go of the ball is that he's got to get his hands up off you, or it's going to be a 4-meter or a kick out, depending on how far you're out. But so you're letting go of the ball. If you don't feel pressure from him, at that point, you're picking the ball up again, and you're going for your shot. If he's holding on to you, like I said, you're going to get the penalty or kick out. So now let's look at the turn.
Even as we go for a turn, we're still going to step to the ball. The reason we're doing this is that as you're stepping out toward the ball, the defender's going to lean forward with you, which is going to put him a little bit off balance, which is going to make your turn easier. Now, once you have that half turn, it's really important to let go of that ball right there. Let go of it, get the defender's hands up, and then you got yourself a goal.
All right, now that we've learned the 4 shots, we got to decide when we're going to use each of these shots. So, being left-handed, if I have a defender playing on my right shoulder here, it's really impossible for me to turn. It's going to be impossible for me to sweep. If he's playing right up on me, it's really going to be hard to lay out because he's right here on me. So basically, the only shot that I'm going to have in that situation is going to be the backhand. All right? Or if I get better at shooting and I'm able to use my offhand, I can do a right-handed sweep also in that situation. If the defender's going to play off me a little bit and try and use his quickness to get around me, which some defenders do, my best shot's going to be a layout, because once I'm going away from him, there's no way he could get to my arm and the ball. If he's going to play me on the other side, in this situation, I'm probably going to I either have a sweep, which is a quick shot, which I'd probably use against a stronger defender, or maybe a turn, which I'm going to use maybe against a weaker defender, and take my time getting the ball in the goal. So that's why it's really important that you're able to do all 4 of these shots very well, so no team will be able to shut down your one good shot. You want to do them all equally as well. The next drill we're going to do is the animal drill. Here to introduce the drill is national team member Shai Cradell.
Okay, what we're going to do, animal drill. I'm going to be behind Chris guarding him as if it was a game. I am going to put as much pressure as I can on him, but still allowing him to get a shot off.
I really don't think he needs to let me get a shot off. I think I can do that on my own.
Let's go see.
The reason we do the animal drill is to work on both 2-meter shooting and leg strength. As you get the ball, you need to really feel where the defender is, and then you use any shot that you can to get the ball in the goal. When you first do this drill, get the defender to put only about 60 to 70% pressure on you so that you could get a feel for the drill. As you get a better feel, tell them to go all out. It's really important for both players to give 100% to get the most out of this drill.
Whoa, you get pretty rough in there, but if you want to play 2 meters, you're going to have to learn to keep your cool. The next drill we're going to do is the 2-4 shooting drill. In this drill, we have a player at position 2, the 4 position, and me at set. They're going to give me 10 quick passes. I'm going to get the shots off as fast as I can. I'm going to reset myself and be ready for the next pass. The reason we do this drill is to work on playing against a zone. In a zone, you're not going to have a lot of time to get the shots off, so you're going to need to get them off quickly. And this drill is really going to help you out in that. So let's go take a look at this drill.
Try to get to the ball as it hits the water. The better you're able to anticipate when and where the ball is going to land, the easier it will be for you to get a shot off. After each shot, set up again in the proper 2-meter position and then get ready for the next pass. Try to vary what shot you're going to take so that you're able to do each shot comfortably and consistently.
The next drill we're going to do is a positioning drill. We call this the 2-4 positioning drill. We're going to have Brad Schumacher, who's a 1996 double gold medalist in swimming and a member of the 2000 Olympic water polo team. He's going to be helping us out on this. And what we're going to do is we're going to simulate being fronted. So the goal's behind me right here. And say the position, the forward position over here has the ball. He's going to be fronting me here, looking at the ball. Now, you have to rely on your teammates to help you out in a press. You don't want to fight for position. That's going to give you an offensive foul. You want to just hold your side. So, I want the ball to this side of the pool. As my teammate throws the ball, he's going to try and get around me. He's going to jump in front and try to hold this fronting position. What I'm going to do is the ball's coming, I'm going to spin into him as he's coming around and spin around and hold him so he can't get around me. We do the same thing, the ball's on the other side here. He's going to be fronting me. As the ball goes, I go into him, I'm facing him, and then I'm spinning around, keeping him behind me. Now, if he plays just in front of me, he's fronting me like this, there's really nothing I could do to get the ball from the top. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to push him away from the goal as far as I can, and at some point he has to come behind me. Once I get him out to 5 or 6 meters, all I have to do is back up, and I'm going to be wide open going straight toward the goal. Now let's take a look at this when we're playing really hard.
When you're doing this drill, you always want to stay in contact with the defender. You always want to be able to feel where the defender is and be able to spin in front of him. While spinning, you should use your arms to keep the defender behind you while you spin. Make sure that you keep your arms below the water surface so you don't cause an offensive foul. When you do spin, make sure you are coming face to face with the defender. If you're not coming face to face with the defender, you're spinning the wrong way. When you're passing to a driver, the most important thing to look at is his hands. What you want to do is you want to see when his shooting hand's exiting the water, and at that point you're going to loft the ball up and try to time it so it's getting there right as he's ready to shoot. Now when I'm making a wet pass, I'm going to put the ball to his outside shoulder right on his hand so he's able to pick it up and get the shot off. You'll notice both sides here. Get the ball. He's a right-hander, so I'm going to put it to his outside shoulder right at his hand so he's able to pick it up and shoot. When you're setting 2 meters, you really want to keep low in the water. Anytime you get an arm out of the water, an elbow to the face, a push-off, anything like that, you're going to get it called for an offensive foul. Another bad one is the headbutt, and that just means you're going backwards first instead of toward the ball. That's why in all the shooting drills that we do, we're moving out toward the ball, so we're just going to eliminate that offensive foul. That one right there is your basic push-off where you're keeping the defender off by having an open hand above the water. Again, below the water is fine, above the water, offensive foul. This one here is just on a turn that you're getting your weak hand up too high, get stuck over his shoulder. By keeping your arms below the water level, you can eliminate that foul too. This one, when you go back door, if you don't get to your stomach before you get to your back, it's almost every time an offensive foul.